Hi guys, it's Weedit. I have been asked a number of times why I like to do pours on glass. And so I sat down and I was thinking about it, and I wanted to share some of the things. There are three main points for why I like doing acrylic pours on glass. And the first one is that you have more opportunities to get a good result when you do a pour on glass. And I know that sounds crazy, but a pour is almost a crapshoot. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. It's almost a crapshoot. You can get an absolutely beautiful pour, try to duplicate it, and then you don't get anything. Okay, it's a disaster. So that happens. With a pour on glass, you've got two opportunities, okay, to be successful. You have the front, and this is a pour I recently did over a bottle top, and this is kind of boring. We got all this negative space in here. This is nice. I like this, but this is just, as a standalone, it's not good. So you flip it over and you see if you have anything on the back. And again, I did this with a bottle, and I can see a flower here. So I have a front and a back that I can work with. Where this came in really handy was, this is one of the pours, and I've gotten some, this looks like a metal on here because I didn't seal this. I wasn't just in love with this, it was interesting. It really was, and I've got to get that off. It's going to drive me nuts, but this was very interesting. It just wasn't what I was after. And when I was getting ready to do the video, I thought, and I flipped it over, and oh my gosh, I'm pulling up real close. I freaking love the backside. Now I haven't cleaned this off. There's a little bit of overlay, but it is so cool that I am going to put this on display. I'm going to clean it up. Because I'm showing the backside of the pour, I don't even have to finish this with resin, which is something else that saves me some money, because I've got this really neat glass already protecting it, and you're getting a glare. But you know, this was interesting. This was nice. I think this is incredible. The silver in here, it's showing white, but it's very vibrant silver, and the colors and this movement. Oh, anyway, I'll stop waxing poetic. The point is, you have two opportunities for a good pour when you're working with glass. The top side, where you did the pour, and then the back side. Now, coming back to this, you have two opportunities to salvage this pour. I don't like this, but it hit me later. It might be really cool to paint a flower, since these are in rose colors, quinacridone rose. Might be pretty to paint a flower here in acrylic. I don't know if it will or not. It also might be fun to take a fine liner and do some work with this flower on the backside. So I've got two opportunities to try to salvage this particular pour and paint on each side. So that increases your chances of getting a good result. Now, if I'm working on this backside, okay, and it doesn't go well, then I can just scrape it off and try something new. Maybe it sort of worked, but it wasn't great, and something else would be better. Again, just scrape it off and try it again. I couldn't really do that, and I don't know if I can get this one to show up. I love this icy pour. It has more contrast than I can get it to pick up because it's also reflective. But I came in with a fine liner and went in and just highlighted some areas with some iridescent silver. Gave it a little more texture because I was going for a nice icy look, and there you can see what I was doing. I can't scrape off of this. Now this is not a big deal, this was just a CD because this was an experiment to see if I liked it. But I can scrape it on this. So again, I have, you know, two opportunities to salvage the pour, and if I'm working on the back side of the glass, I can even extend that more. Okay, if nothing works, and I've got one, this is another one where I have two opportunities. This is okay. It's kind of dull and boring to me. I don't particularly care for it. I also do not care for those little spots that showed up. This is something I can probably work with, and I'll come back to that in a minute. But if nothing works, this is one that just did not work. It was an idea, it was a concept. The back is pretty much the same value. I don't like this one, so I'm just going to peel it off and then reuse my substrate. I haven't wasted a canvas or anything. I can reuse this piece of glass for another pour. I'm not out a canvas or anything like that. A couple added bonuses that I really like is if you're working on the back side. Now, this was basically a golden white pour, and you know, you can see some shimmer, you can see some sparkle, and it has absolutely nothing on the back side, which I'm getting a glare, but iridescents and metallics just are so vibrant when you look at them through the glass. So that's an added bonus with it. Also, when you're working with the backside, you have a cool depth. Like if I go in this with fine liner on top and play around with this particular painting and this particular painting, which I'm going to try to do, I'll have a good deal of depth. There's already depth built into this, and going in on top of it will add in even more depth. Finally, this is economical, okay? It's an inexpensive substrate. This is simply window glass. And yeah, I've got a glass studio, so I can shape it however I want to, but a lot of times you can get individual panes of glass that are small and you don't need to do anything to them. Very inexpensive. One of my viewers said that she goes to thrift stores and she will buy pictures that are framed with glass and remove the picture, and she's got the glass, and as a bonus she has a frame. If nothing works, okay, no attempts to salvage it work, I'm left with something like this, then what I do is I just scrape it off, and I've got an acrylic skin to use in another project. So I have my substrate, I still have the paint that I used, just in a different format. So these are just some of the reasons why I tend to work with glass. I started off because I wanted a particular effect that I'm still working to achieve. That's why I started off with glass. I stuck with it for all of these reasons. If you have any other suggestions or ideas, please link them below in the comments. And thank you for watching. Bye guys.